Hey guys, welcome to Nate and Greg's World. Today on this podcast, allegedly, Joe Rogan's podcast is a vehicle for intolerance.
Yes.
I was going through some stuff and I got a little email or tweet or fucking something, a message anyways, that linked me to the Globe and Mail. There was an article put out saying that Joe Rogan's podcast is a vehicle for intolerance. And I'm like, pardon me, what are you talking about here? So that's what we're going to be discussing today, because this person who wrote this, it's an opinion piece. So we're going to give our opinions on what this person has to write. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hit that like and subscribe and bell icon to make sure you receive all of our videos here, and you know what, share us with all your friends, get them in on the conversation. So anyways, this article here from the Globe and Mail, it's you know what, I can't even say this last guy's or the guy's last name. I can't. His first name's Guy. Guy Mizrahi. I don't know. I probably butchered it. I'm doing about as good as Nate here, fucking, when it comes to pronouncing anything. But fucking, this guy went on to talk about how, you know, Joe Rogan, he brings on all these guests that, you know, just scream hate and intolerance and stuff like that. And the one thing I found really interesting here is this guy's giving us this in-depthful opinion piece. And this is a 19-year-old male and a political science major at the University of Toronto.
Oh, he's 19.
19.
So he knows what
19.
He's talking about.
Absolutely. This kid is fucking educated.
Yep.
You know,
lots of life experience.
Yep. University of Toronto, political science major. So this guy's a fucking genius. I'm about to ruin his fucking day, because he goes on talking about, you know, how Rogan brings on all these people that have nothing but hate, you know, all these different far right people and their ideologies and stuff like that. And, you know, stuff like that should not be aired. You know, it's wrong.
Does this guy work for Spotify part-time?
No, but
okay.
he's pretty sure that Rogan's popularity will continue to grow through his recent Spotify partnership, which will further spread his platform's reach to shape the minds of my peers and others.
So he means other children.
Yeah. And he carries on to say, and I'll pray for the victims of those friendly conversations, for all those whose human rights are fragile, hoping that amplified hatred never becomes loud enough to drown our legitimacy.
Yes, Joe comes across as a very hateful person.
Absolutely.
For sure. Like,
absolutely.
Every time I watch him, I'm like, man, that guy, he's got so much fucking hate in him.
Yeah.
Just fucking attacking everybody.
Absolutely. Well, and here's the thing, right? It comes on and he goes and starts talking about how, you know, Rogan and all his defenders are like, look, man, Joe's about fucking free speech.
Yeah.
Okay. He's about free speech and stuff like this. But yet, how dare he go and bring on these people that are from the far right, you know, and stuff like this. Listen here, motherfucker. Just because you don't like what's being said doesn't mean it needs to stop.
And doesn't make it hate speech.
No, it doesn't. It does not make it fucking hate speech. You know, people have the right to their opinions. They have the right to express how they feel, what they believe, a lot like our podcast does, right? We put out our content. We put out different topics, a lot of very controversial topics that we talk about. And as two dumb white boys trying to talk about this stuff, we put out as best as we can. We throw in our personal biases, you know, to explain, look, this is our perspective, you know, of how we think. you and I don't necessarily agree on what each other has to say. Matter of fact, I remember there's been a few times where we've finished up the podcast and gone out for a smoke and been like, dude, really? Is that the way you fucking felt about that? Well, yeah, it is. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? People need to be allowed to express their opinions and their beliefs.
For sure.
Okay. And by saying that these people shouldn't be allowed to speak, shouldn't have a platform to speak, that's fucking intolerance.
Yeah.
That is intolerance.
Well, we've had a lot of talks about the difference between, or what hate speech really means.
Yeah.
Like what it actually means. And the conclusion that only makes sense, like you should be free to say whatever it is you want to say.
Yes.
Right? Where it steps into hate speech is when you start to, the easiest way to put it, like as a guy, you can look at girls.
Yeah.
And be like sexually attracted to them and think they have nice tits or nice ass or what nice lips, whatever the case
Yeah.
is. And they turn you on. It's like they're calling that cheating.
Yeah.
No, cheating doesn't happen until you go from fantasy and thinking to actually going through with the act of some type of sexual relation.
Absolutely.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what they're doing with hate speech. They're making everything that people say they don't agree with, well, that's just hate speech. No, it's not fucking hate speech. Anybody should be able to come out and say, listen, I don't trust any white people. I hate all white people. I hate them all. They're all evil. They're all assholes. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
That's not hate speech. It's an opinion. It's a fucking dumb opinion, right? Like it's an ignorant opinion, but it doesn't make it hate speech.
No.
Now, if you say, I hate all white people and I think it's time to, I can't say it because we'll get fucking frozen on our fucking platforms, but fill it in.
Yeah.
Something physical.
Do something negative to
physically to those people.
Yeah.
Right? Then we're stepping into hate speech. It's also a crime.
Yes.
You're inciting violence, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, like this whole thing, like Joe Rogan hasn't gotten a day in Spotify.
No.
Like his own company wants, except for the one guy who's like telling everybody else to shut up.
Yeah.
Everybody else wants him gone.
Yeah.
It's like, and lately he had Alex Jones on.
Yes.
And everybody lost their minds because he was on the show.
And that's where this stemmed from, because he was talking about, he had Alex Jones on for like the third time. And meanwhile, Alex Jones, was it in December 2019, Texas court ordered Alex Jones to pay $100,000 for claiming that the 2012 Sandy Hook shooting, was a hoax.
Or he said they were actors, right? Like they hired actors to play the victim's parents and all that to make it. I mean, the guy's nuts.
Yeah.
The guy's nuts, but I don't think he's a hateful guy.
No.
He's got some weird ideas.
Exactly.
And he's loud.
Absolutely.
And abrupt. And I mean, there was a video not long ago. I don't want to get into him, but there's a video not long ago that they streamed of somebody videotaping him in a restaurant getting into like a full out argument and then almost fist fight with his table.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they were poking the bear. They knew they could get him going and they got him going. Yeah. Right? But that's just Alex Jones.
Yeah. Well, and he goes on, as I said, to say that, he was on Rogan, right? And they spoke for hours as if they were old college roommates. And it was their third conversation in as many years.
Mm-hmm.
What? So what? And then apparently Tim Dillon was on that one as well. And he had a shirt that said, free Ghislaine. I can't even fucking say her name. Fucking Epstein's girlfriend there. Fucking shit like this. And he's saying that, it's, because of, he wants her free. Well, no, it's a fucking joke, whatever.
It's a joke. And even if he thinks that for real, that's his opinion.
Exactly. It's
not hurting anybody.
But the part that really made this author of this article or this opinion piece mad was that Rogan wouldn't jump in to fucking basically shut Alex up, just like he doesn't jump in to shut other far right wingers up and stuff like this when they start going off on a tangent and fucking saying super crazy and potentially hateful stuff. He never jumps in on that.
But that's the whole idea of his show.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a long, like you get everything you want to say, get it out.
Come on in, speak what you want to speak.
Yeah.
And people are going to be able to sit there and discuss, you know, maybe that guy has a point or maybe he doesn't. You know, it's not for Rogan to go and say you're fucking full of shit. Rogan will tell you if you're full of shit. Absolutely.
If that's his opinion.
Exactly. If that's his opinion. Right. And he feels that he needs to say that. Yeah. Right. You get someone like Alex Jones on there and, you know, Alex Jones is fucking going nut bar fucking crazy, talking, you know,
he's
crazy shit
as hell to watch.
You know, why is Rogan going to jump in and be like, okay, no, because Rogan knows the whole reason that people are tuning in for that specific episode is to go, what's this motherfucker going to say now?
Yeah, he's entertaining as hell.
Exactly.
And that's all it is. It's just entertainment.
Yeah.
It's not meant, nothing Joe Rogan does. Like he got in trouble too because he had that lady on, whatever that was, that wrote the book against trans people.
Yes.
Like saying like why it's a mental health issue and not real and like whatever the book, you know, and how she was against the fact that they were allowing kids to take hormones and make the decision at such a young age. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of people that agree with that.
Absolutely.
There just is. But even if that wasn't the case, if this was her just saying that, that's her fucking opinion.
Yeah. And isn't it nice to know that there are people out there that don't fall into the same fucking group? There are different people out there that have different opinions and see different things. Like, let's look back at...
not anymore.
No, you're not allowed to. But let's look at our friend Deborah, right? We've gone and we've asked Deborah a lot of questions on Black culture and stuff like this, thinking that, you know, what we see in the mainstream media is the way it is, right? And she's gone, no, dumb white boys. Fucking, this is the way it really is.
Right.
You know, and she's gone and said different things. She's gone and expressed her views on things. And we've brought it back to her, you know, and gone and said, okay, well, did you think about this, though? And there's been a couple things that we might have been able to change her mind on. But there's also some things that she's changed our minds on.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Because we have a logical conversation.
Exactly. It's about conversation. It's about listening to other people's
and sometimes you just don't see it.
No.
Right? That's the thing. Like for example, so when we talk about reparations and systematic racism, right? I had a really hard time understanding it. And I was more on the side of the people that were like, that's, you know, craziness. That's whatever. Which I guess can get me in trouble for saying, but then I had somebody having a logical conversation with them.
Yes.
Again, a logical conversation where I'm like, tell me.
Yeah.
Like, why is it that you believe this? So they explained to me how it's not about now.
Yeah.
It's about the fact that we as Black people, from slavery through the Jim Crow era, through the Black rights movement, all these things, were never allowed to establish wealth.
Yeah.
So they were so far behind where the white people, and anyway, I don't want to tell the whole story because whatever, but I'm just saying it clicked.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I still don't think there's a monetary way to fix the issue.
No.
But I get where you're coming from now because I opened up to their opinion, to their ideas, to their, right? I could have just been like, if I would have been like the majority of people now, I would have never even made it to that point of that conversation.
No.
Because I would have just kept in my mind, you want my house.
Yeah.
Like, that's the answer. Yeah. I have to hand my house keys over to you.
Well, especially when you see some of these videos where they're going and fucking demanding it.
The crazy ones are saying that, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I don't. I sit down, and that's the one thing with Joe Rogan is whether you agree with the people or don't, when he has controversial people on there, he allows them to say what they want to say.
Yeah. You don't cut them off.
No, he's not promoting it. Because he's not fighting them and saying, get the fuck out of my studio.
No.
Like everybody else. And where's cancel culture?
Yeah.
Get me on the phone with cancel culture.
Yeah. We need to cancel this motherfucker.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
so now all of a sudden he's that person.
Exactly.
Well, if you have him on your show talking about this shit, then obviously they're your best friend and you agree with everything they're saying.
Yeah.
What happened to no, I'm a journalist, like old school.
Yeah.
When you thought about back in those days,
Yeah.
they would talk to bad guys.
Yeah.
Have an interview.
Yeah.
Let that person give some of their opinion.
Well, fucking look at the one guy there. I forget who the fuck it was, but sat down and had a chat with Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
Had a chat with him in the fucking middle of a cave. You know? The fucking U.S. government couldn't find bin Laden, but fucking this journalist was able to fucking jump on in and have tea with him.
Can you imagine that? Drive with a bag over your head?
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
But,
fuck.
you know, he was in there to go, dude, why you fucking hate on us so much? Like, really? Come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And shit like this. Like, it doesn't mean that reporter was like, you know what? Bin Laden not a bad guy. He just misunderstood. You know?
Yeah, I'm an ISIS supporter. I love ISIS or whatever at the time it was.
Yeah, Taliban, fucking Mujahideen, fucking whoever the fuck it was at the time. But that's the thing. If you sit back, open up, listen for a second, because that's the problem that a lot of, I'm going to say younger people, predominantly younger people, okay? There's a lot of older people too that don't sit back and think for a second and go, hold on a minute. You know, what is it that you're fucking saying? You know, because we're so fucking worried about our fucking feelings, or we've been told that, oh, diversity, we need to be all worried about, you know, making sure that everybody's included in this global diversity that we're going to have. But in order to do that, you have to think this way. No, that's not how fucking diversity works.
Yeah. Well, I think with young people too, the really scary thing is they've made them believe that it's dangerous to have opinions outside of the norm. The quote unquote norm.
Yes.
Like you're a dangerous person. A person that thinks this way is dangerous.
Yeah.
No. I mean, me and you can have a conversation. I can completely fucking disagree with what you're saying and think you're batshit fucking crazy, or vice versa. But I laugh and I'm like, okay, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or I might actually have a point that you're like, oh fuck yeah. Okay, cool. Because I remember we had a conversation a little while ago now about legalizing all drugs.
Yes.
Right. I was very much, before we sat down to do that podcast, I was like, you know what? Fuck. I'm going to give him his shot there. Fucking, he's got his bit that he wants to fucking say on this. Go for it. You know? And I fucking sat there and I didn't just, you know, roll my eyes and fucking sit back and go, okay, what the fuck's he going to fucking say? Whatever. Let's fucking fill some time here so we can throw this up on YouTube. You know? I actively listened and said, okay, hold on a second. Where are you coming from here? And you made some points that definitely steered me a little bit more towards your side. You know, I wouldn't say I'm completely on board with it still, you know, but at the same time, I'm like, no. What you're saying does make sense. I'm not sure if it would work, but it's making sense. You know, I might be wrong. You might be wrong. Who the fuck knows? But the thing is I fucking listened to what it is that you had to say, you know, and tried to take in how you were thinking about it. Okay. And that's where fucking diversity comes from. That's real fucking diversity, where we can go be thinking different things. People say diversity and they automatically go, oh, race, gender, fucking religion. That's it. You know, that's we need to get those three together so that, you know, we can have diversity.
Yeah. It
goes far beyond that. So far beyond that. It gets into the thoughts, the beliefs, you know, and stuff like that. It just goes so far. But if we can come together with all those, going and saying, okay, we have a far left winger and a far right winger, and they have their fucking opinions. They get together at the end of the day and working things out, sitting there listening to each other, not necessarily agreeing, but listening to each other, having a conversation.
Well, and that's the only way to fix the problem.
And then still coming together for a common goal.
A common goal, and the only way to fix a problem is to sit and talk about it.
Exactly.
Because if you, like you say with me when you're listening about legalizing drugs, if you have the people actively listening, like honestly actively listening to each other, they may actually find that there's a way to come to a common ground that's a lot easier than they thought.
Yeah.
Because they might suddenly see it from the other person's view and be like, fuck, I never thought about that. And that's like my conversation with the black person about reparations, trying to explain what it really means. Yeah. Right? Because he was like, it doesn't mean give house. Like, that's so stupid. Yeah. Like, nobody's going to do that. And we're not at, like, I know there's the extremists, again, the loud screaming extremists that are saying it. But the majority, no, that's not what it's about. No. Okay, so now I get where you're coming from. So what is a good solution or the best solution we can come up with? But when you don't have somebody like Joe Rogan or a show like that, you lose all of that. Absolutely. Right? That conversation that Joe has with the person on the other side of the table that has an outrageous, as we see, outrageous or extreme thought pattern. Mm-hmm. If we don't allow those people to talk, we don't know where they are. Yeah. They don't know where it's coming from. Like, maybe we're not as far off each other as we think we are. Exactly. Right? Maybe we're not batshit crazy on either side. Maybe it's just like we need to fucking come together and have open communication and be like, okay, dude, like you know. Well, I remember a while back, we put out the one podcast, and I think it was on COVID. And the one guy went and replied right away, because when all the stats first started coming out, before it was a full pandemic, fucking shut down the whole fucking works, you voiced your opinion and said, this is like the fucking seasonal flu, you know, based on these stats right now. And we had the one comment going, I stopped listening to these guys when the one guy said fucking it's the fucking flu. Yes. You know, I remember that. That person was a fucking idiot. Yeah. That person was a fucking idiot. We might have been wrong in what we were saying. I wasn't wrong. I still back it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. No. There's a lot of what's happened, really. Yeah. But that person was a fucking idiot, because they didn't stick around to go, okay, what's going on? Mm-hmm. You know, they could have ended up putting the comment up going, you know what? I listened to what these guys had to say. Fucking, I don't think they're right at all, but I listened to it all the way through, you know, but that's the problem. Everybody is looking for the soundbite. It's not just the journalists anymore that is trying to go and say, oh, look, this person said this. It's everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody's looking for that one thing. What is that one little soundbite that they're saying? And they're waiting for it and waiting for it. Oh, see, they said this, then that, so that's it. That's because of this. And then they stop fucking listening. I think it goes beyond that. I think it's more than that. It's that people are listening and hearing what they want to hear. Exactly. They're not even hearing what the other side is saying anymore. Yeah. Right? Because come on. Like, all these people that are saying that, like, the rights, I'll call them, are just all extremely racist. Yeah. Like, if you honestly believe that the majority, 90% of the right is racist, if you honestly believe that, we got a problem. Yes. Yeah. Just like everybody on the left is nothing but a fucking snowflake. Right. I was just going to switch in reverse. If you honestly believe that everybody on the left is about tree hugging and, you know, what, burning down buildings when they're angry about something or whatever the case is, we got a problem. Yeah. And that's where it's at right now. It is. Oh, you're right. So I know exactly who you are and what you stand for on everything. Exactly. No, I don't need to hear you talk, because I already know what you stand for. Well, and you're on the left. Oh, you're fucking psycho. And then being told I'm a racist Nazi just because I'm white. Mm. You know, but then at the same time, I'm not allowed to go and say, oh, that person must be a gangbanger because they're black. Right? It's the same fucking thing. Yeah. Am I wrong? 99.999% of the chance? Yeah, I'm fucking wrong. Yeah. Are they fucking wrong when they call me a fucking, you know, racist Nazi? Absolutely. But again, they're fucking wrong. But again, if you believe that all black people believe that all white people are racist, pieces of shit, evil people, you're getting sucked in. Exactly. Because the majority of black people with half a head on their shoulder
don't give a flying fuck.
Well, they know that white people are not racist.
Yeah.
They know they're not evil. Yes, there are some racist, evil white people.
Yeah.
Just like there's some evil, racist black people.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's what I'm saying.
And Hispanic and fucking Asian and everybody.
Because think about how much danger we're in if honestly every single minority actually believed that every straight white male was evil.
Yep.
We're fucked.
Oh, absolutely.
They might be the minority, but we're fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because the majority don't fucking believe that.
Yeah.
Do they understand history and what has happened? Yes.
Yeah.
Do they understand that maybe there's something that should be done to help correct or help whatever? Sure.
Yeah.
But they don't honestly believe that, all this fucking bullshit, rhetoric, agenda bullshit.
No.
That, like the Black Lives Matter, not people like movement, but the, what is it called? Not the movement, but the organization, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm, again, and I'm not trying to say this like I'm not racist because I have black friends.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying is that I do happen,
I'll say it.
I do happen
fucking
to have,
right, I'll say it.
But I'm just saying, like, I do happen to have black friends.
Yeah.
And none of them that I know think white people are all evil pieces of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They say we talk really geeky.
Yeah.
Which I agree with. But
it's just like I have a fair amount of gay friends there who know that I am a straight white conservative male. And they're like, yeah, he's not homophobic at all.
No, because you like show tunes.
Absolutely.
Right? So, yeah, I mean, that's
no,
fucking saying.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. It really is. And Rogan has an amazing platform.
Yes.
It really is an amazing platform. I'll be the first to admit, fucking half the Rogan stuff I get is from you, right? Like I'll watch the little clips there because I just don't have time to sit down and watch a full-length podcast like we do. I really don't. I don't watch us. But, the platform that he has is absolutely fantastic because it allows for all different views to come out and say what they want to say.
In all different topics.
All different topics.
I told you the other day that I like Joe Rogan.
Yes.
But I have a few of his shows that I watch.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I like when he has all his buddies on.
Yep.
When they all get drunk and stoned.
Yes.
Like, I love those shows. And that's, I can get because they get very inappropriate.
Yeah.
Like, very inappropriate. But I find it fucking funny. But anyway.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of his shows and guests I don't want to watch.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I have no interest in the topic. I have no interest in the person he's talking to.
Yeah.
Like, when he starts talking about, like, fucking different types of mushrooms and, different, 3 hours of, like, some topic that I'm like, oh, my God, like, bang my head off the wall, right?
Yeah.
But there's people obviously interested in that topic.
Absolutely.
And isn't that what's amazing about his platform and how all platforms should be, knowing that everybody is individual, everybody has different interests, everybody has different opinions, everybody has different, all this shit. That's the way it should be.
Absolutely.
Like, what drives me nuts, like, you watch a lot of your personalities.
Yes.
And I like some of them.
Yeah.
My problem with them is every single fucking show is the same damn thing over and over and over and over and over. They just overdo every fucking topic. They'll talk about one topic for months on end and nothing else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That drives me fucking crazy. I'm like, talk about something else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. With Joe Rogan, he doesn't stick to one thing. He's got so many different things. And I won't watch them all because I'm not fucking interested in them all.
No, exactly. And that's the same thing. Like, even with some of the stuff that I do watch, there's times where I'm just like, not for me. And you know what I do? Instead of calling up the show or whatever and saying, that's it, you need to fucking stop doing that, I first can turn the channel. I skip the show. I go to a different fucking show.
Continue with your feed.
Yeah. Continue on.
Yeah.
I don't have to go and shut people down because I don't agree with what's being fucking said. Okay. I have friends on my friends list that go and spout stuff that I'm just like, you are so fucked. by saying this shit?
Mm.
Do you have any fucking clue? But instead of going and unfriending them, I'm just like, not today. And I scroll past them because you know what? The next day, they're going to put up something where I'm gonna be like, that's fucking awesome.
Do you know there was one show once that I got offended enough to stop watching?
What was that?
Raising Dion.
Yep.
I think it's Dion.
Yeah.
That was the only time that I was offended enough by what I saw.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I can't watch this anymore. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And the difference was the talk that the mom had with her son.
Mm-hmm.
I found offensive.
Yep.
And it wasn't done in a humorous way. Like I love a lot of like I watched the first season of Black as Fuck.
Yeah.
And when the second season comes out, I'll watch it too, because they do put a poor light on white people.
Yeah.
Everybody on that show hates white people.
Yeah.
And they're very fucking verbal about the fact they hate white people.
Yeah.
In fact, the wife is half black and half white.
Mm-hmm.
And she can't even look into her whiteness.
Yeah.
Because everybody just hates white people so much on the show.
Yeah.
But it's all done in humor.
Yeah.
It's all done lightly. And I find it funny. It's funny. They make fight on white people constantly. I'm like, that's so fucking true.
Yeah.
Right? The problem I had with Raising Dion was this mom sat on the bed with her son and talked to him. And it went on for a good 3-4 minutes.
Yeah.
All about how he can never trust a white person.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was essentially that all white people were going to be out to get him.
Yeah.
And it was like a serious talk. Like, remember after school specials?
Yeah.
Where there was always a lesson in the movie?
Yep.
And like you had to learn that lesson, and that's what that whole movie was geared to. But it would be things like, don't do drugs or whatever, right? Because this is what's going to happen to you, right? Yeah. But it never pointed out like a specific religion or race or, it was never anything like that. It was, but this show was like it was a 3-4 minute speech, like an after school special teaching a black child. So teaching black children.
Yeah.
That they have to watch, never trust white people.
Yeah.
They
and it wasn't even
will hurt you.
Yeah. It wasn't even, there's some white people out there you can't trust.
It was don't trust white people.
Yeah. Don't trust white people at all.
That was essentially the wrap up of that speech that the mom gave the son, this little child. And I'm thinking, isn't that so sad?
Yeah.
Isn't that sad that this boy is going to grow up?
Yeah.
And I know it's a TV show, but I'm saying essentially in the real world, racism is taught.
Yeah.
It's not something that you're born with.
No.
So this child in this situation in the real world is going to grow up and be what?
Yeah.
Racist.
Absolutely.
Against white people, just like
because all white people are racist towards him.
Right. But he's going to be racist because he's hating on one culture because he can't trust them and they're evil.
Yep.
Right? No different to me than a pathetic piece of shit white supremacist sitting down with their kids and saying, don't ever help a black person. Don't ever be a friend with them. They're evil. They're lesser, whatever the case.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think that person's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah. It is. It's not essentially. It is.
It is the same thing. Yeah. And again, I don't mind when it's done with light humor, trying to show the stupidity. I
absolutely love it when fucking Chappelle, Chris Rock, and even way back in the day there, fucking what's his name there. We talked about this the other day, and I couldn't remember his name then, and I remembered it. Brewster's Millions. Fucking
the guy with Parkinson's. He had not Parkinson's. Was it? No, he had something else.
Had something else. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who we're talking about. But I absolutely loved it when they would go and put on their white man voice. Yeah. And fucking go and make fun of that. Oh, well, do you have your briefcase and are you going to work today? And she'll, doing stupid shit like that. I fucking loved it. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
White comedians can't do that about black people, about Hispanic people,
no,
about Asian people.
Not today.
No, you can't do it. No. Which is really sad. But it's because people aren't willing to listen and see what's going on
and laugh about their own culture.
Absolutely.
Like all of our cultures are fucked up.
Yeah.
We're all fucked up.
Do you remember when we did the Winter Olympics? Fucking Calgary Winter Olympics. Okay. And you had the opening speech there with Captain Kirk. Fucking.
Oh. You're doing real bad if you can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's late.
William Shatner. William Shatner. Fucking
late.
thanks. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
You know, you have William Shatner there, and his whole speech, you know, the whole I am Canadian thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And then, but it wasn't just that. It was everything else to do with that opening ceremony was nothing but making fun of every single stereotype of Canadians. So, hey, world, welcome to our country. How you doing, eh? Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I just come out of me igloo, you know, and fucking all this Canadian stereotype shit.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It was fucking hilarious. I was killing myself laughing. And I know there was other people out there going, the fuck are they doing? Did they know that we say that about them? Yeah, we do. And we think it's funny.
Well,
you know,
that's it. Like, if you can't laugh about your culture,
yeah,
like, there's a difference between somebody making a joke and somebody trying to be offensive.
Yes.
Towards because they hate that person or that.
Absolutely.
Right? And you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's a definite difference.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you know, if a white guy goes out in the street and, you know, and is in a predominantly black neighborhood and yells out, like, you know, look at all the, and then the word we're not allowed to say.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yes.
Right? Like,
absolutely.
that's not meant to be funny.
No.
It's not meant to be, you know, whatever, having a conversation. That is outright pathetic.
Yes.
Gross. But, you know, and he deserves to get his fucking ass kicked.
Yeah.
Right? But same thing, like, you know, but then where do you draw the line? Because I'm thinking, like, well, if a black guy's in a white neighborhood and goes, look at all the crackers walking around here, everybody's probably going to go.
Yeah,
know?
Exactly.
Right. But I mean, I get it. There's a split and everybody knows that split. But now they're trying to take that split out and just say, no, you can't fucking say anything.
No.
You can't say nothing.
No. Yeah. Well, and as we said, that's the thing. Fucking, you got this kid who wrote this opinion piece saying that, you know, fucking Rogan's show is nothing but a platform for intolerance. Well, that sounds pretty fucking intolerant to me.
But
of what he just fucking said.
You said it all. He's a kid.
Yeah.
He's a kid. He knows nothing.
Yeah.
He knows everything, but nothing.
Now, are we being intolerant of him?
Yes.
You know? And you know what? That's the thing. Fucking, I do have an intolerance for people that won't listen, won't fucking take a look at what's going on, and want to cancel shit, want to get shit shut down because they don't fucking agree with it. You know, there were other cultures that fucking did that, and they're now in the history book as the fucking bad guys.
Yeah.
And everybody fucking hates them. Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. You got to watch out for the future, right? Yeah. But here, I got this article because this goes along with this. I don't know if you saw this or not because I thought I sent it to you, but I might not have. So, right. Trudeau.
Yes.
This goes along with this really well. So he said, basically, this is the title of the article. Trudeau says, watch your tongues. Advice is offensive on many levels. So he was making a speech. He was asked something about freedom of speech or freedom of expression as we have here in Canada.
Yes.
And all of the things that are being like edited and not allowed to be said and publicized and, you know, all that stuff, right? You can get in trouble. And now if, you know, you don't use the pronouns properly, you can get in trouble for that and obviously lose your career. And the list goes on and on. So this person, was asking him, like, what are your thoughts? Like, where is this going? Yeah. So his whole thing, you can read the article. It's in the National Post, but basically it boils down to, he did actually say everybody needs to watch their tongue. My problem with that and with the Joe Rogan thing is who decides what we're watching? Exactly. Like, is it, I need to watch my tongue to your standards? Yeah. or my own standards, because as far as freedom of expression or freedom of speech,
Yeah.
it should be to my standards of what I say.
Yes.
And if you take offense to it or get butthurt over it,
Yeah.
that's your right, but it's also your problem, not mine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right? And
I know there's been things that you've said that I've been like, dude, come on. And I know there's definitely been things that I've said that you're like, dude, really? You know?
well, we joke around about
Yeah.
things, but it's obvious it's joking around.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to make light of a serious situation,
But
or we're trying to laugh something off, or
yeah. But even then, even with just some of our personal opinions, right? There's things that I don't like that you like. There's things that you don't like that I like.
right.
You know, there's lots of that shit, you know, but once again, if I'm to say something to you, right? Because a friend of ours went and told me, and I'm like, fuck, that's funny. You know, I go and I tell you, and you're like, dude, that's not that funny.
Right.
I don't like that.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll try to remember not to fucking tell you that again. But are you going to go and get me fired from my job?
No.
Because fucking I went and said something? No, not at all.
No.
You know?
And you might be more. I mean, we harass each other, so you might push the button a little bit more just to
Oh, yeah.
get a laugh out of it.
Yeah.
If you find something that offends me, you'd be like, "Oh, I got this motherfucker now."
Absolutely.
Right? Because we're buddies and we know. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, we know.
Yes.
But when you're with a stranger or with people that aren't as close to you, and you
Yeah.
say something, because this is the other side of it. You say
Yeah.
something to somebody, and they look back at you and say, "You know what? I don't really appreciate that. That's kind of offensive, or that kind of hurts my feelings."
Yeah.
As a respectful adult or respectful human being, you say, I'm going to remember that,
Yeah.
and I'm going to do my best not to use that word or say that whatever anymore around you.
Yes.
But
Exactly.
listen, motherfucker, if I'm standing in front of a crowd
Yeah. And you just
and
happen to be coming up behind me.
you might hear it twice.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because these people might think it's funny, or
Yeah.
might think it's interesting, or might think whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're not the one and all, be all, end
No.
all that fucking makes this decision on what I say and don't say.
Exactly. And that's what goes back to fucking diversity. Right?
Yes.
That's what goes back to diversity, is the whole idea that you and I will think something's funny. A bunch of our viewers are not going to think it's fucking funny at all.
Right.
Right? But we also know that there's going to be viewers out there that think it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, not everybody's the same. And isn't that
No.
a wonderful thing?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because how fucking boring,
You know?
I know I've said this before, but how boring would this world be if we all thought the same way?
Oh.
I'm entertained over people that
Put
think
me
differently.
back on that fucking spaceship to fucking Mars.
But it's so fucking
Mr. Elon Musk,
entertaining.
I'm telling you, I want on that fucking ship.
It's so entertaining when you're watching somebody that's so far off your perspective,
Oh, yeah.
and they're going crazy.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, wow. Watch
Exactly.
this motherfucker go.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I love it.
Yeah.
I don't get offended. I don't get angry. I'm like, that's your thoughts, man.
And that's the thing. Like, I know I've said this before myself, you know, being in the military, right? At least the military I was in, fucking, if we had someone in our platoon, our section, whatever, who had that one little quirk that was odd, that mother got ridiculed mercilessly
Of course.
over it because we liked them.
Yeah.
What do you mean you harass the people that you like? Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what what my culture does.
If I have very little fucking energy.
Yeah.
So if I give enough energy to bug you, likely I really like you. 'Cause
Exactly.
if I don't like you, I ain't fucking using my energy for nothing on you.
Yep. No, I had a buddy that was traveling with me and a couple of other ex-Army dinks, right? We were overseas somewhere, and guy was a great guy. Unfortunately, he recently passed this year. But I remember we were all going out to go and get something to eat, and I went over to him and I'm like, "Hey, listen, we're going out to get something to eat. Did you want to come with us?" You know? And he's like, yeah. You know, oh, wait a second. Who's all going? So I started telling him who all was going. He's like, you know what? Maybe I'll just stay here and have dinner by myself. And I'm like, what? Is there a problem? You know, what's going on? you know, because I didn't know that there was any ill will amongst this group.
Right.
Right.
Like something happened behind the scenes that
Yeah.
you didn't see, or
Yeah, exactly. You know, and because honestly, I'm not one for confrontation. I'm really not. And I think you know that. But I asked him, like, dude, what's going on? And he's like, well, I really don't think those guys like me. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? You know, he's like, they're always fucking making fun of me and shit like this. And I fucking burst out laughing. And he's like, what are you laughing for? You know, and I'm like, you have no idea, dude. Those guys fucking love you. What? What do you mean? They're always making fun of me. I know. That's how you know that we like you.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, that can't be. And I'm like, listen, there are 2 other people on this trip with us right now. Mm. Do you ever see us harassing, bugging, making fun of them? Well, no. And you know how we feel about those 2. I'll go get my coat. Fucking, you know, he went, grabbed his coat. We went out for fucking dinner. Yeah. You know, this guy finally realized that, no, we harass you because we fucking love you, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking, this is the way things are, you know, and that's the culture that I had, right? If other people had come around and seen what we were doing or what we were saying to our buddies and shit like this, they'd be like, holy fuck, these people do not like each other. They don't get along. And oh my God, I can't believe they said that to him. Oh, if he ever says that to me,
yeah,
you would be only so lucky if we said that to you.
Guess what? We ain't ever saying it to you because we don't give a fuck.
Yeah. You know, and that's the thing, right? You know, if somebody come along and saw this, they'd want to cancel us. You know, if we were a show or a fucking rock band or fucking Instagram star, which we're not.
But even if it's not joking around, if I honestly don't like you,
yeah,
that's my right.
Exactly.
I can have my opinion about you.
Yeah. You're probably not going to fucking hang around me.
Right. And you can have your opinion back at me.
Yeah.
Right. And if, you know, but if you're like, you hurt my feelings and I think that, you know, that's not right.
Yeah.
No, like, shut up. Like,
shut up, fucking go away.
The only difference is like these people, these fucking tight wad underwear up the asshole people, like they I can't even, like, they've this fucking, it's so fucking, because you know they're thinking the same shit.
Absolutely.
But they're so holier than thou, or want to be seen as so holier than thou.
And they don't see that the shit that they do fucking offends us.
Well, exactly. We're going to cancel the cancel culture, you fucks. But no, but I mean, like, really, like, people think generally the same.
Yes.
I mean, you know, you met people that you think are hoity-toity, and then you get them in a certain situation, and they're like, you're like, holy shit.
You know what? I will give you a fucking prime example right now. A prime example. I've been to many fucking strip clubs, okay? And I think you know where this is going because I've told you this story before. But I've been to many fucking strip clubs. And 95% of the time, actually almost 99% of the time, you have what's called perverts row.
Yes.
Right there.
Or
I know you know what perverts row is.
Perverts
drip rail.
rail.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And the guys that sit around there, they want the good show. But you notice they sit there and they just kind of they have the fucking the eyes are just we're gonna stare. Every once in a while you'll get that extra drunk guy, hey baby, fucking, you know, and you'll start making moves and, you know, might stand up to go and, you know, try to grab or whatever the case may be. And well, that motherfucker's removed out of that bar right quick in a hurry.
Getting an ass beaten.
I was a DJ up in near the one military base, and I wasn't the regular DJ. I was like a part-time ladies' night. You know, I wasn't the Friday night crowd DJ. Fucking, I wasn't good enough for that.
Right.
Well, I went in to pick up my paycheck, and fucking they ended up going, like, the regular DJ was there, the boss was there, and they saw me and they're like, oh, hey, Greg, listen, you're here. Look, what are you doing on this date? Fuck, I don't know. Or nothing that I can think of. So you're free? You're available to work? Yeah, if you're going to fucking give me some money, sure, I'll fucking work. And they're like, perfect, good. And I just saw the other DJ just kind of do the whole, woo, thank fuck. You know, and I'm like, What's going on?
Uh-oh.
It's the male strippers that night. And I'm like, son of a bitch, you know? And it's not that I'm homophobic or anything. I just don't want to sit there and watch male dudes strip.
You don't want every.
It's not for me.
You
know?
don't want every dick in the room to be bigger than yours.
Absolutely.
Right?
It already is all the time, but I don't want to see that it is. Okay. I imagine that it is. I don't know. Anyways. So I'm just like, oh, son of a bitch. And I'm like, well, is it too late to say that I'm sick that night? And they're like, yeah, it is. I'm like, son of a bitch. And they're like, don't worry, we're paying you a little bit extra to come in that night, and stuff like this. And then the regular DJ said, listen, dude, I've done it before. It's actually really easy. They bring their own music. All you got to do is fucking get the lights going, play the music, and then just press play, and then you sit back and they take care of the entire show. And I'm like, well, fuck, that's cool. So I can just sit back. I can read a book while all the music is going. The lights are doing all their shit. I don't have to watch the show. I don't have to watch this guy doing a helicopter with his fucking 14-inch cock, fantastic, I showed up 2 hours early just to go and start getting everything ready and stuff like this. The bar was already starting to get packed with women.
Yeah.
Okay. It was already starting to get packed. And I'm like, wow, holy fuck. Y'all never seen a dick before? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I went and had to fill up the smoke machine. Well, the smoke machine was in the center of the dance floor up over top of it, right? So I went, got a ladder, brought it out, opened it up, and then grabbed the juice, started to walk up the fucking ladder there. And all I'm hearing is women starting yelling at me, take it off, take it off. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit skinnier back then, actually a lot fucking skinnier. I was half the man I am now. But, I'm just sitting there going, wow, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, ladies, the show ain't starting for another 2 hours. Fucking take it off. And I'm like, holy fuck, let me just fill this up and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, fuck, whatever. So I went and I did that. Well, then, the head stripper, he comes up to me a little bit later because I went and played a little intro music and all this stuff here just to get the girls going, having a good time dancing before the show actually started. And he's like, yeah, here you go, man. Here's the one CD, and then here's the other CD to play in between the two songs. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, sure, sounds great, And he's like, yeah, so this is for this, this is for this. Listen, we have some light requests for this one, this one, this one, this one. Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. He's like, all right, perfect. And I'm just like, cool, have a good night, and shit like this. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, anyways, let me just continue to tell you what's got to happen. And I'm like, you've already given me the CD. I just press play, man.
DJ, dude. I don't know what you think's happening back here.
And he's like, fucking, well, listen, fucking things are going along and stuff like this. And then you see us kind of, raise our hand in the air and give it a little lasso type thing. That means the song's just not working. Things aren't quite going. So just kind of cut the song out and put in the intro song until we're ready to start up the next bit. Wait. Hold on a second.
Working?
Hold on a second. You're telling me I got to sit there and watch for you guys to do this fucking cowboy lasso kind of action there? Well, yeah. So I got to watch you guys doing fucking helicopters and swinging your dicks all over the place. Yeah. Son of a bitch. So here I am having to watch cocks fly all over the fucking stage that night. But here's the really interesting fucking part about the whole thing. Yeah, I got paid a lot extra for later on, but that's another story.
In money, I hope.
Money, yeah,
okay,
lots of money. But this was the interesting part. Remember going back to my original part about men at the strip club in Perverts Row, right? Mm-hmm. The Perverts Row guys we all know, they're the rowdiest.
Yes.
And the majority of them are just sitting there kind of drooling on the fucking, at the edge of the stage. They're going, oh my God, the titties are so close.
Yeah.
Right? These women almost had to be fully restrained to get moved back. I have never seen people grope. I was getting ready to call 911 out of fear for these strippers' lives. Okay. These women were fucking crazy.
I've heard that. I've heard they get.
Yeah. I'd heard the stories too. And I'm just like, there's no fucking way. Yeah. There's no way. Sure as shit. I have seen it firsthand.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you remember a few years back when the puppetry of the penis made its world tour? And it was
I didn't follow them. Sorry.
See, you don't remember that?
No.
Okay, so shut up. Okay. So no, there was this group out of Australia. These guys.
That's here I am with my fucking catalog of here's what I managed to do. No,
Well, that's right. But this is how ridiculous it is. Okay, so this fucking group out of Australia, they call themselves the puppetry of the penis.
Yeah,
and they sold out like shows through in all these theaters all over the world. Like they're multimillionaires now over this. Okay.
Yeah.
All it literally was shadow puppets with their testicles and dick. Like they would make different things in animals and whatever. Okay. Like they came to fucking London, right?
Yeah.
But it was all the theater group, these hoity-toities.
Yeah.
That bought the tickets to go see it.
Yeah.
Like, and all the women.
Yeah.
I mean, the majority women, like there was a few guys I'm sure that were like, I got to fucking see this, man.
Yeah.
Like he's going to make.
Because I know what I'm going to try later tonight.
He's going to make a battleship out of his dick and testicles. I got to see that. But no, like this group out of Australia, I don't know if they're still doing shit, but they, I remember they did this big world tour. They stopped.
See, now I'm actually kind of curious. This is the first time I'm actually going to,
I'm sure there's
actually look for dick pics.
That's right. But yeah, apparently it was raving reviews.
Yeah.
Raving reviews. Just amazing what these guys could do and how they put this show together.
Yeah.
Like they're doing shadow puppets with their dicks.
Now, here's my question. How do we get on this? Because I totally lost where we were going. I just remembered I was talking about...
got off topic. We're talking about people's intolerance.
Yes, we were talking about that.
And saying with Joe Rogan that people need to leave the fucking poor guy alone.
Yeah.
And we're not all that different in our heads.
Yeah.
Right? Even the hoity-toities, the fucking underwear up the ass people, stick up the ass, whatever you want to say. Yeah. Even they have the same thoughts.
Absolutely.
And think things are funny. They just don't feel like they're free to allow that. If they let that go, they're going to be looked at as racist, as evil, as whatever, right?
Absolutely.
And we can't let them win.
No, I honestly don't know how we got onto that extra topic. I know there was a point that was trying to be made, but I totally fucking forgot about it.
Well, I brought up.
So I think I had visions of dicks in my head. I don't know.
Right, maybe, eh? No, I brought up the point that everybody kind of is the same, even though they don't act. And you're saying that females that are normally would maybe be offended by sexual things and sexual innuendo and talk, the second they get in with naked guys, they're grabbing cock.
Yes.
Like all that goes out the fucking window, and they're protected because they're in a bar.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely crazy. Well, actually, I can give you another fucking example. It was fucking hilarious. Once again, same bar, working that. I was the MC the one night, and I was used to watching these girls come in and go, and you see them all dressed up, all acting prim and proper, like, no guy's going home with me tonight, no way, and shit like this. Swear to God, hour and a half, 2 hours later, here's these chicks drunk off their fucking ass, and they got some dude by the cock dragging them out. You're gonna come home and fuck me tonight. And like, really interesting.
Yeah.
The shit happens all the time. It really does. And honestly, fucking going back to what I wanted to say about this whole bullshit fucking article. You don't like Rogan? Don't fucking watch him.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like another show, another comedian? Don't fucking watch him.
Mm.
I don't give a fuck. But here's an idea. Maybe listen to something that isn't right in your normal wheelhouse to see what somebody else has to fucking say.
Yeah.
Just a fucking thought. Just an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Don't immediately start fucking canceling them just because they don't speak exactly how you want them to speak.
Yeah.
I don't give two flying fucks. If I don't like it and I'm just not getting into it, I'll turn it. I don't care. Anyways, we want to know, folks, what do you think? Is Joe Rogan an absolutely horrible fucking person? I don't fucking think so. Should people that have differences of opinion be allowed to talk? Should you maybe sit back and listen to what they have to fucking say? Let us know down in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Hit that like, hit that bell icon, hit the subscribe, share with all your friends. And you know what? I recommend fucking going and watching the male stripper show. Those guys are fucking talented, I gotta say. Just saying.
And puppetry of the penis.
Yeah.
If it's still
See,
out
I got to
there.
fucking look that up now. Thanks a lot, asshole. Going to go to bed and fucking look at dicks. Anyways. All right. Have a good one. We'll talk to y'all later.
Later.